When Frances is not in New York, she stays connected to the show online through the Spring Awakening fan community known as the Guilty Ones, a reference to a song in the musical.
It's just a place where a lot of people tend to congregate, talk about the show, talk about other things as well. I try not to do it too much, but I think it's really exciting to see a Canadian on Broadway, especially someone that's so young, taking over a lead at my show.
As Kyle's debut looms closer, a raucous crowd waits outside the Eugene O'Neill Theater for a glimpse of Jonathan Groff after his final performance.
It's kind of the end of an era.
For like the dedicated fans like you see out here, John Groff really makes the show. Even if this new guy is great, it's really not going to be the same.
I'm excited for Kyle. I've seen a few of his YouTube videos. He seems like a funny guy, so he seems like he'd fit in.
Having someone who hasn't been in it for so long, doesn't have his heart in it quite as much. He wasn't there for like the Tonys. That's like a big deal.
You think of Melchior and you think of Jonathan Groff. So I think it's going to be really interesting for us. That's Jonathan Groff.
When it comes to doing your job every day, you sort of have to step out on the stage and do what you know how to do and sort of let the murmurings outside the stage door, or the murmurings on the internet, or the murmurings wherever they need to be, just be murmurings and not really listen to them. You certainly respect and love the fans, but not really concern yourself with their opinion of what you do or don't do on stage.
With one day remaining before his debut, Kyle remains calm, but as he tries to hail a taxi to a cast meeting, the pressure becomes visible for the first time.
I'm not nervous in any way, I'm just stressed out. I guess just because I'm realizing how important my role is and it's all on me to figure it out. That's a little scary for sure. You gotta be kidding me.
He's always been a band leader. Things are not always gonna go as planned, but if you start to panic and you start to kind of fall apart, then you're really screwed. So I think inherently he just kind of has that brave front up all the time.
My dad ingrained the idea of positive visualization when I was a little kid.
They both had a Tony Robbins positive attitude kind of thing to them, like, see it, believe it, it will happen.
If I would get sick, I would go to the doctor and they'd say, oh, maybe you should take this medicine, and my dad would say, yes, but why don't you just think your way out of this one? And he would like be very intent on me just thinking positively, and it always worked better than the medicine. I'm starting to feel really anxious to get on stage. I'm starting to picture myself up there more and more.
Shame is nothing but a product of education. A unified, military-like body where all that is weak must be hammered away. Which is why I now refuse to go to church.
Things seem to be going in a positive direction. I'm trying not to over-rehearse things. I'm trying not to overthink things. I think I'm going to really start to learn who this character is when I'm actually on stage in front of an audience.
All that's known history in silence. Overthrown, screwed with blindness. You doubt them, and soon they bark and help.
I feel really good. I feel ready to jump into the show. I'm trying to suppress anything that would be reminiscent of nerves. Any more learning that there is to learn, you know, I feel like I want to do it in front of an audience now.
Spring Awakening's first scenes are underway, but Kyle won't make an appearance for several minutes into the show.
Venma? Mama!
Goodness, look at you.
In that kindergarten dress. Wendler, grown-up girls cannot be seen strutting about in such dresses.
Let me wear this one, Mama. I love this one. It makes me feel like a little fairy queen.
I just need to, at this point, just trust myself at everything that I've learned, and I don't want to go overboard and, running over lines and frantically trying to remember lyrics. When you do that, it starts to get jumbled up in your head, and then it falls out. So I'm just thinking, the last few rehearsals have been really great, so the show should be great. I have no idea what happened in my first performance. It was such a blur. When I walked out and sat down, I was kind of trying to center myself, and I was breathing really heavily, and I noticed every little nuance of everything that was going on around me. It was this freaky moment. With that first performance, you're only thinking about tiny little things. You feel like it's such a micro experience, when the reality is all these people were taking in the whole play. I was just one small part of it.
Again, Superium sawa memorem, Junonis ob ira.
Better, Herr Lammermeyer. Continue, Herr Zirschnitz.
Multaquoque ebello passius incondere urbe.
Herr Stiefel! Sir. Lavanioque.
Multum olim.
Olim. Multum olim. So then somehow, the pious Aeneas has already suffered much in the days still to come? Herr Stiefel? Do you have any idea what you're saying, Herr Stiefel? If you please.
When I first said, "If you please," and stood up and then said my line to Herr Sonnenstich, those words coming out of my mouth, it was like I wasn't actually saying them. It was just my body saying them, and my mind was outside watching.
Pardon me?
If you please, Herr Sonnenstich. Can't we at least consider multum olim as a plausible conjecture for how the text might read? It's the bitch of living. It's the bitch of living. Living in your head. It's the bitch of living and sensing God is dead. It's the bitch of living. You watch me, just watch me. Trying to get ahead. I'm calling one day. It's the bitch of living. Just getting out of bed. It's the bitch of living.
There is so much going on in your body and your mind and everything at the same time. With that first performance, you're only thinking about tiny little things. You're just forced to just get through your first show no matter what. I can see how it can take, a year or two for you to really finally become your character. I mean, live theater, there's no cut, okay, let's do that again this way, and getting it instantly correct. You only have one chance and 1 second to be that in the moment.